Mac, we got some preseason football to talk about. We got some actual games.
Yeah.
Actual games to talk about.
Finally.
Man, it took forever.
Yeah.
Well, hey, everybody, welcome back. Next episode of Fantasy Headliners. Coming at you today, going to do a little bit of a recap.
Yep.
We actually have some football games to talk about, so we're gonna dig into them just a little bit.
A lot of action.
A little snippet on each game.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to spit, 25 minutes on each game here, but we're going to get you what you need to know for each game.
Indeed.
How's that sound?
I think we can do it.
Absolutely. First one we're going to hit off on is the Panthers. Home team Panthers played the Texans.
Yeah.
What did you catch from that game?
I'm going to tell you 2 words. Christian McCaffrey.
Uh-oh.
I'm telling you, this dude is like Danny Woodhead on steroids.
Yeah, and no mustache.
He doesn't have a mustache, but the guy is lean. I mean, he's quick. Yeah, he's small. I mean, looked like he was running behind like 7-foot lineman. You know what I mean? But he is quick as lightning, dog. I'm telling you.
Absolutely. And I know one thing that for sure, if more than anything, I mean, Twitter was blowing up after the game, is Kelvin Benjamin all of a sudden got found again that he wasn't fat.
Yeah.
And decided to make a great, sideline catch in the end zone for a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the second he hit the ground, the ADP started rising.
He went up, yeah.
It went up quick. I believe he's only like a whole round earlier, just from one catch in preseason. It doesn't take much.
It doesn't take much, man. I mean, Kelvin's always had that talent. Of course, he showed it a couple of years ago, but this might be the year.
It could be his year.
Everything is coming together for the Panthers. If Cam, his shoulder and everything, if he's good to go.
It's not his meniscus, is it?
It's not his meniscus. No, not this time.
Not this time.
He's not throwing with his knee.
That's right.
But, yeah, man, I'm telling you, they've got some pieces that can be very exciting. And Christian McCaffrey, I saw a lot of, in him in that game. I think he's going to be exciting.
Yeah,
he's going to go pretty high, too, man.
Yeah,
so,
he's going to be one of those guys who's just off of name value alone going to go in the first 3-4 rounds, probably even higher in PPR.
Oh, yeah.
But he's exciting to watch.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he could end up being a secret weapon for him, and he could win some fantasy leagues.
Yep. And on the other side, too, Houston side, Deshaun Watson, Dante Foreman.
Man, he looked good.
Donta?
Say D. Foreman.
D. Foreman.
Yeah.
He looked pretty good.
Yeah.
He looked real good. I mean, I know he's going against second and third stringers, but
right.
I mean, all the talk in preseason, he could be taking Miller's job. He could be taking more of a split.
Mm-hmm.
That only helped his cause.
Well, and I think it's going to be more of a committee starting out. If Lamar, if he shows, hey, this is why they got him, and he starts to show that, then I think, it'll be more of a 60-40 type split. You know what I'm saying? You like how I did that?
I did.
Hey.
It was quick math.
Hey, I'll tell you.
You ain't got your calculator? No calculator open?
But, I think it's going to start out like that. But if, I don't know, man, if Miller gets on that injury train again,
headshot. That's right. And that's what Foreman's going to do. I thought it was going to be a gun sound.
No way.
But that's what Foreman's going to do. Though. He's coming after Miller. He's not scared of it. He's not going back down.
Exactly.
I gotta play these things before we do this.
That's all good though.
That's all right. That's what makes it fun.
Yeah.
All right. Let's not spend too much time on one game. I want to get through all of them here.
Okay.
Next one we got Minnesota Buffalo.
All right.
Minnesota pulled out an exciting game, 17-10.
Yeah.
This is the Buffalo Bills Sammy Watkins version. This is pre-trade. Man. I know. We're not going to spend too much time on this, but we're going to go there just for a second.
Yeah.
Everybody and their mother has talked about Sammy Watkins going to the Rams.
Yeah.
Zeke's suspension. Listen, everybody's going to have their own version of it, their own take of it.
Right.
I've said it for the past 5 weeks, so I can't go back on my word now.
No.
Sammy Watkins is now a Ram, so you can't draft him. That's my take.
Exactly.
A lot of people are going to say, oh, well, all of a sudden this makes Jared Goff better. Listen, I watched the preseason game. Jared Goff didn't look any different. No, yes, Sammy wasn't out there.
Right.
But they're running for their life. Their offensive line couldn't block, a high school team.
No. They're going to have some issues. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. But, yeah, I agree with you, man. That's something I wouldn't. Minnesota, on the other hand, I think they've got a lot of talent, man, that could bode well. I like Diggs. a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He's going to be intriguing this year. Dalvin, he looked pretty comfortable out there, man. I mean, he was quick, fast. He catching balls out of the backfield. It's going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Latavius might as well, hold on to that clipboard and just get comfortable with it.
You get a headset.
Yeah, exactly.
Throw in a piece of gum. Just relax.
Just chill, man.
Yeah, because I don't think they're going to be using them very much.
No.
Dalvin is going to be he's going to be up there as far as rookies go as the top amount of touches.
Right.
I don't think his touches are going to equate to as much as some of the other guys because he doesn't have the line in front of him and the team around him. But he is going to get the opportunity, which is fantasy gold at times.
Yeah.
Or he could turn into the Seahawks backfield of last year, and every time they touch the ball, there's 3 guys tackling him.
Exactly.
It's going to be hit or miss. I don't think Dalvin Cook's going to come out and be unstoppable.
Right.
He's going to have weeks where he gets you 15 fantasy points. He's going to have a week where he gets you 5.
Well, and it's going to actually start, again, like you said, with the line, but Bradford's going to have to get rid of that ball quickly. And does it equate to Rudolph being the primary target? Because, typically, when you get in trouble, that's going to be the first person that a quarterback's going to look at. And it showed last year. He ended up being a top 5 tight end. So that could end up being the same again. But if the line can put together, some games where they, going to start blocking well, man, it's a lot of talent on that team.
And there's one thing this is like, I'm not going to say it's fantasy related yet, but I did learn one thing in this game. And it's very obscure. But, I was digging. I'm digging.
Yeah.
You know who the backup quarterback is in Minnesota?
Not Teddy B?
No. Right now it's Case Keenum.
What?
And everybody's like, so what? It's Case Keenum.
Right.
Listen, Case Keenum was the quarterback in Houston that got DeAndre Hopkins involved.
Yeah.
He was in L.A. last year, the Rams. And what did Kenny Britt do with him?
1,000 yards, baby.
Case Keenum can throw the ball.
Oh, yeah.
He is going to throw the ball. Now, I'm not saying anything's going to happen to Bradford, but if it does, in Case Keenum, or even if it is Teddy B by the time the season starts, that's going to bode even better for the likes of Diggs and Dalvin Cook. All of those guys are going to get a big boost up. Not that I don't like Bradford. He's just safe.
Oh, yeah.
He's not taking the big shots.
No.
But they look good here so far in the preseason. I would gladly take Diggs on my roster.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you can probably get him in the 6th round about.
6th, 7th round.
Yeah, solid wide receiver for your roster. All right, next we'll go down to Atlanta, Miami. 23-20, Miami pulled it out. Not a whole lot of starter-type action in this game. J.J. didn't play. You're not going to see a whole lot from, Julio, Ryan, Freeman.
Right.
A lot. It's just not – they're not going to take the chance.
No.
There's not a whole lot that really came out of this game. Reports did come back, though, here the last few days that J.J. is healthy again.
Yeah.
So, he's coming back. I don't think you have a whole lot to worry about with this roster. There's not anything preseason-wise that you're going to learn that you don't already know.
Right. No, and Cutler, he's not really like a safe quarterback because he actually can throw the ball.
He's going to wing it.
He's going to wing it, man. And they've got, Stills, Parker. I look, for him to, excel a little bit. Landry, Julius, he might bounce back and be the Julius Thomas of 2 years ago.
Yep.
So, and then J.J. running the ball, so that's going to be an exciting offense.
Yep, and that's probably one thing, you just reminded me of right there is if we can learn anything from the Dolphins this preseason, it's going to be who does Cutler lock onto?
Right.
Who's going to be that number one receiver for Cutler? It may not be the number one receiver on the roster in Landry, but it may end up being Parker or Stills or whoever.
Yeah.
And a little side note here, I heard a little thing on Twitter earlier that Arizona's looking for some wide receiver help. I know Jarvis Landry ain't re-signing. Could there be a trade in the works?
Possible. Now that.
Or Calvin's been entering a lot of camps here recently.
Yes.
I'd like to see some Calvin Johnson, Larry Fitzgerald sets. There is nothing confirming. There's no reports of this. This is just my own personal speculation, being somewhat of an Arizona fan. I got to throw it out there. I'd like to see Landry or Calvin out there.
Either one of those guys, man. But, Landry probably is more of a possibility if he doesn't sign. And wow, that would be awesome.
And if Landry goes there, maybe Cousins can go there in the offseason. Palmer retire. I'm getting ahead of myself. Ahead of myself. That's all right, though. I mean, you got to dream a little bit.
Exactly.
Got to dream. Home team, That's right. I mean, if we can figure out here pretty soon who Cutler's going to lock onto, whoever that is, their ADP is going to shoot up. That's somebody that you will probably need to target because they're all going to get a lot of work. But until that happens, I'd say it's like a 33% split for all of them because you don't really know who it's going to be yet.
Yeah.
Next one on the agenda here, we got the Redskins and the Ravens. Ravens put them on them 23-3. Another one of those games where you're not going to see a whole lot of anything new.
No, not right now.
Not yet. I mean, especially in preseason when Samaje Perine did not do anything that made me look at him and be like, all right.
Right.
That's the dude. Yeah. After watching that performance, it wouldn't surprise me if Fat Rob was still a starter.
Yeah, I mean,
it's probably going to remain that way.
It's his job to lose. Gruden really likes Fat Rob. He likes his demeanor, his whole, attitude, man. He goes in and, he works really hard. He's very humble. I think Fat Rob's going to be, he's actually a sneaky pick. You can get him late.
You can get him real late.
And, like I said, it's his job to lose. Perine, he's got so much talent. His ceiling is real high. But again, he's a rookie. And if he can't pass, pro, man, it's that's a big deal.
Yep.
He's not gonna see the field.
Nope, because as much as they throw the ball and as much as they want to throw it, if he can't protect Cousins, that's almost game over.
Exactly. And Kurt's got so many weapons that that's probably. Other than the Steelers, Washington is the second offense that I'm really, excited about watching this year.
Terrell Pryor makes me excited.
Oh, my God.
Wait a second.
Okay.
See, what happened was what I meant to say.
Yeah.
I'm excited about Terrell Pryor's season.
There you go. I'm with you now.
Okay, good.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I agree.
Awkward.
Yeah, that's a little.
I had to sit here in silence for a second and think about what did I say.
Yeah,
and then it hit me, and I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, that didn't come out.
Need to fix that one.
That didn't come out right.
That's right.
But I know what you meant, and I agree, man. The thing is, you got about 2,000 yards that's just floating around in the air, and you got Crowder, you got Pryor, Reed. He may be there, he may not. That's just been his MO for the past couple of years. If he's on the field, he's darn near number 2 behind healthy Gronkowski. But again, that kind of leaks into that whole tight end thing. The top 3 actually, Gronk, Reed, Kelsey, whatever order you want to put it in, all those guys have injury woes. So, but getting back to the whole point, Reed, man, he could get a lot of those targets, but again, he's got a toe concussion right now.
Yeah, toe concussion.
You know what I mean? So
he in concussion protocol for his toe.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, something to watch out for if he's playing, if he's healthy. He's somebody you want in your lineup, but you don't want to have to pay that healthy price for him up front. He is starting to slip a little bit, though. Yeah. I mean, a lot of the mock drafts we're doing now, he's going after Kelsey at least.
Oh, yeah.
He's not slipping way deep, but at least he's
5th round.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right around in there.
Yeah.
It's good, good value. Next one we got on the list, Jacksonville and New England. This was the Leonard Fournette coming out party, 31-24 Jacksonville. After this game, Leonard Fournette had 2 things happen to him.
Yep.
1, he said the NFL was slow and easy. And 2, his foot now hurts and he's not playing next week. I guess it wasn't so slow and so easy.
Exactly. And I've seen so many, what do you call them? Memes, whatever that is.
Memes.
I'm old, man. But anyway, those little things that people put on Twitter and, face chat and all that good stuff.
Bookface.
About that whole situation, about him talking about how slow it is and everything. And I can tell you one thing, man. It's a lot of DBs, linebackers out there who are salivating. They can't wait to see Leonard Fournette.
What are they doing?
Hey, I ain't going to say it again. Hey,
they're salivating.
Hey, that's a word, dog.
Man, you busting out some math and some big vocabulary.
Hey,
it's like we've been doing this for a while.
It feels like it, man.
That's right.
But yeah, that matchup, like I said, you saw glimpses of, what's to come. With the New England offense, they didn't really bring out all the big guns.
Mm-hmm. They won't. They won't. You already know everything you need to know about them.
Exactly.
One thing, though, I thought was a big takeaway from this, and we knew this was going to end up happening. Mm-hmm. This all depends on the Fournette injury and everything else, too. But Jacksonville had 18 pass attempts compared to 37 rush attempts. Mm-hmm. Now, I know it's the preseason and it's week one, and this is not going to be how week one in the regular season is going to be. But to me, that at least says that they're committed to running the ball.
Oh, yeah.
If they're committed to running it and Fournette's healthy, high upside.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
High upside for sure. I mean, it may not be as high as it was before this game.
Right.
I think a lot of those comments that came out of Fournette's mouth are kind of going to come back to haunt him a little bit.
Yeah, man. That's
because I don't know if they're salivating, but they're at least gunning for him.
They're gunning.
You know what I mean? Because now they're like, "Oh, you want to think this is easy?
Right.
We'll show you how easy it is."
Yeah. He's in for a rude awakening, buddy.
He's in for something.
Yeah.
He's definitely in for something. Next one up on the list, you got the Broncos at the Bears. Mm-hmm. Broncos won this one 24-17. The Mitch Trubisky era, has it begun?
It has.
Has it? Is Glennon on the way out?
Man,
Glennon looked lost.
Yeah, to say the least. Glennon is a little nervous right now. And, I feel good about that, man, as far as Mitch Trubisky. I felt bad for the kid. Everybody was talking bad about him weeks after the draft. That's all you heard. What were they doing? What were they thinking? Well, hey, this showed. Mm-hmm. They probably got it right.
Yep.
What impressed me a lot was he looked very poised when he was out there. I mean, the dude sat in the pocket like he's been a 5-year veteran, playing. I'm going to quote John Fox quoted. He said there's a reason why they drafted him second overall. Mm-hmm. That's enough said, in itself.
Yep. I mean, he was 18 for 25 for 166 and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Not going up against number ones, but for his very first ever action in the NFL, I'll take it. And like you said, he did look poised. Yeah. He even threw an extra spin move in on one play. Hey. Did you see that? He was scrambling in the pocket and just threw an extra spin move like he got bonus points for it. I get the style points, too.
Exactly.
And he completed the pass.
And the dude's name is Trubisky.
Yeah, Mitch.
Yeah. That's a football name.
That's right. I mean? He sounds like he belongs in a Bears uniform.
Yeah. And stuff like this happens all the time. I mean, I can remember back, I think was it 2012, I think? Anyway, when Russell Wilson, he was a rookie. Same situation happened. What's the guy's name? Matt Flynn. Mm-hmm. He ended up sucking, basically. And look what happened. Russell came in, stole the job, and he never looked back.
Yep.
So this could be one of those situations, man. I mean, and if that is the case, imagine how that affects Meredith and Howard. These guys, Kevin White, I don't know. He is what he is.
Yeah, I mean, he's already acting like he's checked out mentally.
Like he forgot how to play.
Yeah, I mean, he's coming out and saying stuff like that, like he has no confidence in himself. You're a pro athlete. Right. How do you not have confidence in yourself now?
Exactly.
Especially, it's not like anything's happened to him to lose confidence other than health. But as far as on the field, why he's always produced. If he's played, he just can't ever play.
Yeah.
But, Trubisky wasn't the only rookie quarterback that had a pretty good preseason game either.
Right.
Mr. Deshaun Kaiser out there slinging it for the Browns. Man. Browns pulling it out 2014 over the Saints, and Kaiser looked good.
Yeah, he did.
A lot of people in Cleveland right now calling for Kaiser to be the starter.
Hey.
I mean, I don't know why, though. I'd much rather have a Brock Osweiler under center. Yeah. I did not mean that at all.
Exactly. Sarcasm.
That's right.
No, I agree, man. I mean, that, alone will help that whole offense. And then as far as the fantasy perspective on it, Crowell, even Duke Johnson, now that they're trying to. And I think this is kind of the formula now. A lot of people or a lot of teams want to create their own Le'Veon and David Johnson. Yep. So you see a lot of these hybrid type backs, where they're starting to put them in the slot. They want to get that, style of play going. And Duke Johnson, I mean, if he's got a quarterback who can get him the ball, You never know, dog.
You never know. It could happen.
Exactly.
And they have a pretty good line. I mean, they're arguably one of the top offensive lines in football in Cleveland.
Top 5, I think.
And that's very possible.
Yeah.
And that's, critical, especially for a rookie quarterback. Look what Dak did with his offensive line. Now, I'm not going to compare Crowell to Zeke.
Right.
But great offensive line.
Yeah.
Weapons on the outside. Rookie quarterback. It's happened before. It can happen again.
Think about it last year. The first 3 or 4 weeks, man, he led the league in rushing. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that was before they improved this offensive line. So now they've got an even better line. And I go as a bold statement in saying you're probably going to have to get him, late second.
Who's that?
Crowell. Yeah, because he's going to be a top 8 back, easy.
I mean, he has all the potential to be the top 8 back.
I think so.
And if you can get him on your roster as your number 2, that's solid.
Man.
And especially if you're going 0 wide receiver, he could be your flex play.
Right.
I mean,
yeah.
I'll take that all day long. I mean, that's money in the bank. He's not going to catch very many passes. No. PPR, half-point PPR, he's not going to be as valuable.
No.
But if you're in a standard scoring league, Crowell will produce.
Yeah.
He will definitely produce. Next one we got up here, Philly, Green Bay. Green Bay won this one 24-9. To me, the most important thing that stood out in this game was Philly threw the ball 54 times with only 19 rush attempts. And I have a feeling this is going to carry over to the season. This is going to be the Philadelphia Eagles of this year.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to throw a lot. Wentz has weapons everywhere.
Yeah.
LeGarrette Blount's not going to get the ball 20 times a game.
No.
They just released Ryan Matthews. I mean, not that matters, but that's just one less person.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? And Blount is another guy. He's going to be sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to ever get you the consistent 100 yards and a touchdown every week.
Right.
But he's going to consistently give you 50 or 60 with touchdowns a lot.
Yeah.
Because that team's going to be in the red zone a lot, and that's where he's going to feast.
He's going, yeah. And I'm actually probably need to go back and maybe readjust my rankings on that, because now that I think about it, I think we had a bet about Wentz, didn't we?
Maybe an off-camera bet that if it happens, I'm just going to deny that it ever happened.
Well, yeah. But he's one of my, I guess you would say that the fantasy prophet is picking him as one of the breakout players this year. Wentz is going to be awesome, man. I saw a lot of things in him last year where he has so much potential, and now that the organization has given him, weapons. Alshon Jeffries is the top 5 receiver when he's healthy.
Yep.
So, you got Alshon. Ertz is going to get a lot of targets.
Ertz is going to be a steal at the tight end position.
Yes, indeed. And you can get him late.
Yep. Torrey Smith running the deep balls.
Exactly.
I mean, he's going to have some weapons.
And going back to the LeGarrette Blount point, I'm not saying that he can repeat that same success that he had with New England, but it's going to be similar.
Yep.
Because of the fact that I think that offense is gonna run so smoothly. So when they get in the red zone, LeGarrette's going to be the one that's going to push it through.
Yep. So. Absolutely, definitely something we're going to watch the rest of the preseason, because if they continue to throw the ball like this, even the likes of Nelson Aguilar, if he can remember how to catch consistently. I mean, that kid had all the talent in the world coming out of college, coming out of USC. He was highly touted.
Yeah.
And right now he's their number 3, a low number 3. If he can figure it out and be in the slot,
man, I'm telling you,
game over.
Yeah.
Philly could be dangerous.
Yeah, I agree.
Next one we got up, Pittsburgh and the Giants.
Still a nation.
Yeah. This one, not a whole lot.
Right.
Really came of this. These are two teams who aren't going to play their studs.
No.
You're not going to see a whole lot of, Brandon Marshall and Odell and whoever the Steelers got.
Hey, did you see T.J. Watt, though?
T.J. Watt looked good.
Man.
Did you know that his brother didn't even know about it until somebody tweeted it to him? Some celebrity tweeted it to him. I don't even remember who it was now, but JJ wasn't even watching.
What?
No. Somebody said, hey, did you see your brother? And then he saw it.
Right.
But he looked good. I got to give it to you. As much as I'm not a Steeler lover, I got to give T.J. Watt looked like he was pretty good.
Yeah, dog. That pedigree, man, that's just, when you come from that type of demeanor and mentality, man. His brother, I know, is pushing him. He might not say a lot on camera.
Right.
But
they talk.
Yeah, exactly.
They talk.
So
it's like the Gronkowski brothers, except Rob's the only one that got any true talent.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, not a whole lot else came out of that. I mean, none of the big names really playing.
No.
I will say that Pittsburgh did pull it out 20-12, even though it's preseason. Next up, Tampa Bay, Cincinnati. Cincinnati won this one 23-12.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of excitement in this game. A little bit. There's some players to watch in this game. Mike Evans came out and made a great catch. Looks like the Mike Evans of old.
Yes.
Nothing to worry about with Mike Evans.
No.
Draft him early, draft him happily, and invite him to your roster.
Yeah.
This is one area where I kind of want to preface what I'm about to say.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody needs to make sure they pay attention to these words. If he wins the job.
Right.
If he is the number one running back.
Yes.
Joe Mixon is going to be a stud.
Oh, yeah.
This is like the reincarnation of Le'Veon Bell light.
Right.
Same type of runner. Patient, can catch the ball, hits the holes, good breakaway speed. Yeah. He looks a lot like Le'Veon when they're playing.
Yeah. My concern, and I agree 100%, the thing is, his ADP, is pretty lofty right now. The situation with that, and like you said it perfectly, that if he wins the job. Now, here's my concern with that is Hill's already been named the starter. Okay, everybody's like, Jeremy Hill. But Jeremy Hill has been a serviceable running back. I mean, each year he's going to give you about 9 touchdowns. Okay, so if you look at the offense, if A.J. Green is healthy, you got John Ross on the other side now, Eifert, they're going to be in the red zone. So why not give it to Jeremy? You get what I'm saying?
No, I mean, yeah, it makes sense.
So if that, and it's going back, last year, if that offense was clicking, we wouldn't even be talking about Jeremy as being not a good back.
He just has a hard time holding on to the ball. He fumbles a lot.
He does.
And I think the coaches have kind of, I'm not going to say lost confidence totally in him because otherwise he wouldn't be on the team. But I think that's why they want Mixon. They want Mixon to take over that role so they're not having to go to Jeremy Hill. Yeah. Mixon's a big enough back that he can take those goal line touches.
Yeah.
And then if he can start taking all the passes to that Gio used to get, Gio is always hurt. If Gio can come in and be the third down back on occasions, or he can put Gio in the slot at times, I mean that could be dangerous.
The thing I look at, and I agree, Joe is a mixture of the two. He's a bruising back, and he can catch the passes. He can do all those special things so he's pretty much both in one. From a fantasy perspective, if you're looking at it and you're going into your draft and constructing your lineup, my suggestion would be I would temper your expectations on Joe for the simple reasons because a lot of people are drafting this week and some are drafting next week at the latest. They're not going to say that he's a lead back until probably sometime in the season. So in saying that, you're probably better off getting Hill and Gio. You can get them both in the later rounds.
Ugh.
I know.
It's like a bad taste in my mouth.
But I mean, if you think about it, that's probably a better fantasy option versus trying to get Joe Mixon in the third round when you can easily get a solid back, somebody that maybe like a Carlos Hyde, somebody that has got the job. It's gonna get the volume. You can end up getting Joe Mixon with that high pick, and he won't be the starter, and he probably won't be because again, people don't remember Gio signed a 3-year contract extension last year, so they paid him that money. They're gonna use him.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be involved if he's ever healthy.
If he's healthy, so. It's just one of those things you just have to really be careful about.
There goes my Joe Mixon love.
Hey, brother.
Man.
But see, I'm
But I'm telling you, if he wins the job,
absolutely
grab the dude early.
But that's the only problem.
That's right.
We won't know until probably after the season started.
Right.
Week 1, Hill's got that job.
Yes.
So if you're gonna pick Joe, it's either A, you can use a high pick, and it's like a crapshoot, or B, just get Gio and Hill.
Yep.
In your 9th, 10th round.
Well, there you go. You got options. All right, we're gonna move through this. Start rapid firing some of these. Got San Francisco, Kansas City. To me, everybody's got the whole Kareem Hunt for Spencer Ware's job hype. Talked to somebody on Twitter the other night. Listen, I don't really want – I like Ware. I've said that before. I'd rather have Ware. But I'm not going to probably touch either one of them because no matter what, whoever wins that job, it's going to be a split. Yeah. I mean, even when Jamal Charles was at the height of his career, he was getting 10, 12 carries a game at times. Oh, yeah. Andy Reid's just not the type to give somebody 20 carries week after week after week. No. Great flex plays. I'm not touching him for anything else. No. And that's just my take. San Francisco, Carlos Hyde. A lot of down news on Carlos Hyde. He may not even make the roster. Come on, people. He's going to make the roster. He's going to be a stud. You know, Shanahan being there from Atlanta last year. Joe Williams and Carlos Hyde are going to turn into the West Coast version of Tevin Coleman and Devontae Freeman. Yeah. That's just what – I mean, there's going to be some type of a split that you saw in Atlanta. Yeah. Something similar is going to be in San Francisco. Yeah. And they're both going to be serviceable. Yeah. Especially by mid-year. Tennessee and the Jets. Talk about a boring – even for preseason, this was boring. It was 7-3. 7-3, the Jets won. Probably the only game the Jets will win all season. Yeah. Including regular season. Robbie Anderson. The dude's lightning quick. Yeah. But really he's the only guy I really care about. Bilal Powell probably has the highest ADP on the team. Great if he's your flex play, but hopefully you're not relying on him on a week-to-week basis.
The only player out of that whole offense that you may want to take a stab in the dark at, and that will probably be your last. I gotta say it. Don't say it. Austin Seferian-Jenkins. I'm telling you. Timestamp this. Come back and look at this video. I'm telling you,
that's your guess. Yeah, that's your shot in the dark.
If you're gonna pick anybody out of that offense, he'd be the only one that I would take a chance at. I mean, of course, Bilal, PPR, he might be, feasible, but anybody else, I'm not touching.
Right. Next up, we got Dallas and the Rams. Rams pulled this one out 13-10. This is before Sammy was on the Rams, obviously. Jared Goff, to me, still looked totally lost. Todd Gurley couldn't get past the line of scrimmage. Cooper Kupp was impressive. Yeah. I think if anybody in this offense that I would maybe think about, I'm starting to come around a little bit on Cooper Kupp because he's kind of like a Cole Beasley type, short crossing routes under the the middle of the defense where he can kind of break one here every once in a while. Got a cheap touchdown in the end zone. Fell on a fumble. Yeah. Hey, it all counts. But, if anybody that I'm looking at is him just because he's those short routes, quick routes. Yeah. Jared Goff doesn't have to thread any needles to get it to Cooper Kupp.
Gerald Everett is another one I like. I like Gerald Everett.
He's somebody that we need to watch.
Keep your eyes on him.
He could be. Yeah. He could be at the tight end position a huge sleeper.
Oh, yeah.
And he doesn't need to run those deep routes. Goff can find him. Still zero faith in Jared Goff. Absolutely. I just can't do it. There's something about the Rams, and maybe it is just Jared Goff. Maybe that's the reason I feel that way. But there's just nobody else there. The Cowboys, as far as the Cowboys went, you're not going to see any real big names. Dak didn't play. Zeke didn't play. Dez didn't play. Darren McFadden did play. He's the obvious backup to Zeke. Yeah. If you do have Zeke or you draft Zeke, try to get McFadden.
Hey, my new revelation on it is I think it's going to be a committee.
When he comes back? You mean in the meantime?
Well, in the meantime, see, a lot of people are going to get McFadden and think he's going to be the bell cow.
And Morris is going to eat in a little bit.
Yes. And Hillman. They still got
Hillman.
So it's going to be an ugly situation. That whole thing is ugly. Whoever's going to get Zeke. Whew. Yeah. My advice: if you get Zeke, just storm away. But I would try to get another feasible back, somebody like a Jacquizz Rodgers, somebody that you can get late and that you're going to get volume for those
first few weeks.
Yeah. Yep. But I wouldn't mess with the Dallas backups.
Yep. Next one we got Oakland, Arizona. Cardinals pulled this one out 20-10 over the Raiders. Again, David Johnson played a few snaps. Looked like David Johnson. A couple stiff arms in there. Dude is a beast. He is a man child. And if you Yeah, David Johnson is impressive.
I know I'm picking one number one.
Yeah, I bet you do. Outside of that, though, not a whole lot. Oakland didn't play very many of their starters. Yeah. Didn't really see anything special from that game that wasn't already known before. Next one, we got Detroit, Indianapolis. Lions 24-10 over the Colts. Again, there's only one person that had a great day. He absolutely blew up. Kenny Galladay had a great day with 2 touchdowns on a couple grabs. Yeah. Everybody talked about him all week. We talked about him 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
No surprise.
No, we knew it.
We knew it was coming. We didn't know exactly when. It happened week 1 of preseason. Everybody and their mother's talking about him now.
Yeah.
But not everybody and their mother can go back on tape 5 weeks ago and say they talked about it like we did.
Exactly.
Lastly, Seattle and the Chargers, 48-17. The Seahawks over the Chargers. To me, Paul Richardson looked awesome at the beginning. Too bad he came down. I think they said he has a sprained AC joint in his shoulder. Yeah. I'm sure he'll be okay at some point. I mean, he's not going to play the next couple of weeks, obviously, but he looked impressive for Seattle. You didn't see a whole lot of Doug Baldwin. One big thing. Who started the game? Thomas Rawls started the game over Eddie Lacy.
Hey.
What does that tell you?
Hey, Fat Lacy might be back in the building.
Mm-hmm.
But, again, that's one of those tricky situations. You don't know. It's almost like a New England type situation dealing with running backs. 1 week it might be Rawls. One is going to be Eddie. Next it might be CJ.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you're never going to know.
You never know.
One other thing, too, that was interesting is the most targeted tight end for the Chargers, still Antonio Gates.
Man.
I have a feeling, and you've said this before, and I'll give you credit for it. This year, Antonio Gates may have a relapse of his olden days, and I think this may be his last season.
Yeah.
And they may just force feed him the football all the time.
He's going to get it.
They're going to do a lot of 2 tight end sets. I think they'll both be out there, but Gates is going to eat.
Gates is going to be.
He's going to eat and eat and eat.
They're going to send him out the right way.
Over and over. That's something to watch. Travis Benjamin looked good.
Yeah.
Busted a big one. Yep. I mean, that's somebody that really deep leagues you can look at because they are going to throw the ball a lot. Tyrell didn't play, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was some exciting football this weekend.
Man, football is here, dog.
It is. It's back. It's exciting. It's actually be able to turn on the TV and watch an actual game, not just talk about it.
Yeah.
Talk about what the games may be like.
Right.
It's only going to get better. The starters are going to start playing more and more over the next few weeks.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot to pay attention to. I want to make sure I tell everybody, check out our website. It's going to be posted right here on the screen. Just got accepted in the expert platform on Fantasy Pros. Give me some on that one, big man.
Boom.
That's right, boom. All the hard work paying off.
Yeah.
Looking forward to keep talking to you guys. Our inbox is blowing up on Twitter asking for fantasy advice.
Yeah.
I mean, my wife's starting to get a little, what's going on?
Yeah.
Your phone's going off every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
But you know what? We love it. We ain't going to stop doing it. It's fun. We appreciate y'all watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe on the video. Hit us up. Let us know what you want to see. Find us on Twitter. Email us on Gmail. But, we're looking forward to it. Looking forward to just talking to everybody.
That's it.
All right. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. We'll talk to you later.
Peace.